This is 99% craps.
White 10, heart 10. Here's the number.
I'll take the full odds on the 10, 200 on the hard way. The limit on all the numbers, 250 on the 11. Thank you very much.
Say, you played this game before.
Just once.
Welcome to the Red Eye Gamblers podcast. High above the second largest city, west of the Mississippi. Two chronic craps players, talking craps, playing craps, thinking craps. This is 99% craps.
Coming up on 99% Craps, I'm heading to Lake Charles in Kinder, Louisiana. A weekend trip to the craps tables. Played at 3 casinos and took a look at one more. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday strategies and post-trip reports. But first, I'm going to try a different approach. Wednesday, August 31st, 2022, episode 52. The Red Eye Gamblers present 99% Craps. Well, good evening, crap shooters. Thank you for joining. I am on another casino adventure for this weekend. Leaving on a Friday right after work, getting through rush hour traffic to get on to I-10 to go east to Lake Charles. Staying at the LAUBERGE Casino and Resort this evening for 2 nights, Friday and a Saturday. I was really kind of surprised because I haven't been putting in the time that I used to at the tables, and so I haven't been earning as many credits and comps like I thought I would. I'm just not, because I'm not playing as much as I used to. I used to go more than once a month. Now now it's a struggle just to get me out here for more than a couple of days a month. So anyway, and then when I looked during the summer, I lost my Friday and Saturday for a little bit. But then I got it back, and so Shotgun thinks it's because school started again, and that's probably not a bad assumption. So people aren't going to the casino that much anymore, so might as well give those rooms away to people that will spend money. So anyway, so real excited to go out there for the weekend again. It's been a little bit. It's been about a month since I've been out here, but I am excited and looking forward to doing things a little differently again. So now, one thing I wanted to clarify, I did listen. I went through the last episode, and I had mentioned that that I was done playing the dark side. That isn't what I meant to say. What I meant to say was I am no longer going to shoot dice from the don't.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
That is something I have. I will stop. I'm not going to do it anymore. I have burnt myself way too many times to throw the dice on the don't, and so I've decided not to do that part. So, but no. Otherwise, no. Actually, that is one of my strategies for today. Is I'm actually going to start out on the don't.
Give yourself to the dark side.
And play my little version of my don't pass with 2 don't comes in order to make a first impression. I'm going to try a couple of different strategies when I show up at the tables. And I'm going to try to play at the real tables because I need to be earning comps, and playing at the electronic table, playing at the roll to win table, I'm not earning hardly any comps at all, or any credits at all. So I need to put the real table into my strategy, and I'll be here for a couple of nights, so that'll be easy. I'll have the time to do that. So this time I was thinking that, okay, I'm actually going to try to maximize my comps or my credits or my time at the table to see about making sure I can guarantee myself a comp rooms and those kind of things. So, you know, way back when Shotgun and I first started, that was kind of something we were doing because we started from scratch. You know, we didn't have players cards, we didn't have credits, and we couldn't stay anywhere for free, you know, at all. We had to, you know, to pay $100 a night for a hotel across the you know, highway from the casino. Of our first time. You know, it took us, you know, probably 6 months, you know, of playing to start getting free rooms from, you know, from the different casinos. So it's something that I used to do, and so now I need to do it again, but I'm going to try to do it on a bigger scale. So I'm going to try to do it and be black chip player, but be a black chip player on the dome, and so see how that ends up affecting my my players' my credits, my tier points, those kind of things. So we'll just have to see, but that's kind of my experiment this trip, is try to maximize the exposure of my bets so I can get the best comps possible going forward. So, and I know that's kind of not a real, I mean, it's not something everybody should be doing. It's, you know, people say that, you know, if you just, you know, if you can make your money gambling, then you could just pay for the room. Well, okay, so yeah, that'd be fine, but I'm actually able to do a little bit of both. You know, I'm able to make just enough on top, as long as I have that comped room. Now, once I start paying for that room, you know, then I start losing out. But the other thing is, you know, I've been practicing.
We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
A lot, and you know, for the last couple of weeks on these couple of strategies that I'm going to try to do, and you know, it's the discipline is going to come in because it's slow. Playing on the don't is slow. It's kind of boring compared to, you know, having all the other bets on the positive side. So it's a matter of having patience and sticking to your guns and, you know, sticking to your rules. And so we'll have to see how that plays out. And but I am planning on going back and forth. So I'm going to probably start out on the negative and then switch over to the positive, you know, during the same session. So anyway, so that's something that I'm excited about doing, and so we'll just have to see how long that goes for. Since I'm staying Friday, Saturday, and going back on Sunday, I'll probably play tonight. Not sure where, if it's going to be on the roll to win or not, or on the other table, so we'll just have to see. So we'll see, but then I'm also going to go over to the Golden Nugget and see about playing over there. I definitely need to get some time on the table over there, so I'll probably try to do that tomorrow. And then also was going to, since I'm here for the weekend, was going to go take a trip out to COUSHATTA and go see if I can jump on one of their tables. And it's been, well, before COVID. I haven't been there, so it's probably been since 2019 that I've been to COUSHATTA. So yeah, so I'll head out there. And the key to going to COUSHATTA is watching out for the speed trap right before you get there. I've talked about it multiple times, and I've been pulled over multiple times. So it doesn't matter if you know it's there, you still have to pay attention. And that's just me and Shotgun talking too much, and me with a lead foot going through a known speed trap. So we will try not to do that this time. But that also might give me a little bit of time also to talk in between sessions. So actually I can probably give an update, a Friday update tomorrow on my way to COUSHATTA, then be able to give you an update from COUSHATTA on my way back to LAUBERGE. So we'll try that out, see how that works for a weekend of craps playing. So hope everybody's doing well out there. Again, thanks everybody for listening, and I think that's a pretty good setup. I think I'm gonna leave you there, and I will catch you tomorrow afternoon. All right, adios. Well, good afternoon, crap shooters. Welcome to Saturday afternoon. I am heading out of LAUBERGE, and I'm gonna try to go over to I'm gonna go over to the COUSHATTA casino. I have not been there since before COVID, so this will be a nice little experience. It's approximately about 30-35 minutes from the casinos in Lake Charles, so I figured why not put on the stuff and talk about my evening last night at Golden Nugget and over at LAUBERGE. So actually had a couple of good sessions. Oh, excuse me, strike that. I did not have a couple of good sessions. I had bad sessions. So I don't know what I'm talking about. So I got in and it was crowded. The Friday was crowded. So it was hard to find spots at the regular tables. And everything over at LAUBERGE was $25, and then they had one table that was $50, and they were all full. Excuse me. There really wasn't a place to get to get on a real table. The table at Barstool Sports, that was actually $15, but again they moved to the smaller table, a 12-foot table, and they only had room for 5 people a side, and actually I think they got 6 on one side because it was pretty packed. But couldn't play over there, so then I walked over to LAUBERGE. Now, hold on. So they do have 2 roll-to-win tables, and one of the roll-to-win tables was full, and then the other one maybe had like 2 or 3 spots. And so, again, I was trying to play on the real table, so I decided to walk over to Golden Nugget and see what they were doing instead of playing at the roll-to-win table. So I went over to Golden Nugget, and it was packed over there too. They had a country artist playing, and so the concert had just let out, so everybody was coming from upstairs to downstairs in the casino, and so it was pretty packed too. So they had actually all 6 tables working, the crapless and the regular table by each other. They were both $15, and then I want to say of the 4 remaining, only one was $25, and the rest were $15. So Golden Nugget looked like they actually snuck in and got a little lower on LAUBERGE's limits. So, but they were pretty full, and I was able to squeeze in after a group of guys left, and decided to play my the don't strategy that I was talking about on my way up here, where basically I was going to play the don't pass and then 2 don't comes.
You underestimate the power of the dark side.
Right after each other, and then but do that at higher limits so I can or higher a higher level so I can get more comps or get max comps. So anyway. So I went over to Golden Nugget and was able to find a spot at one of the tables, and it was a $25 table. But that was fine because I decided I was going to go ahead and try to earn these comps and be a black chip player. And so that's exactly what I did. So I jumped down and did 150 don't pass with a $10 hedge on the 11. And that was my play. And so started with that, and then once the point got established, then I would place the next don't come at $100, and then with another $10 hedge, and then after that point was set, then or that number was set, then I would do a third bet, a second don't come, which would be $75. So 50, 175, and then I would do a $5 hedge on Yo for the $75 bet. So anyway, did that, and it worked a couple of times at the beginning. So that was nice, because then you would get your flat bets, so you would win, 150 plus 100 plus 75, so I think that's 3 1/4. So that was a nice hit when it came, but the problem with that bet is if the table's warm, you'll get picked off, and that's exactly what was happening. So I think that's something to note when you're playing on the don't.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Is that when you do start getting picked off, then that means the table's turning. So maybe you shouldn't be putting down so many don't bets when they start getting picked off. A lot of times what I do is, if I try to only lose once on a player. But if my bets are all established, then I let them all run out. So again, like I said, it was working at the beginning, and then once you start getting picked off on the come out, so 7 on the come out would kill you, and that would be a $150 hit, actually a $160 hit with the $10 hedge on the 11. So I lost 1, and then I lost 2 in a row, and so that put me down 320. that hurts. And then the problem with that is you can't catch up that much without risking more. So I lost twice, and then I went down to 75, 50, 25 instead of 150, 100, 75. And so, but when you're winning with that, you're not winning as much as you were before, so you've got to win twice as much to make up where you came from. Anyway, I just ended up getting behind and never was able to catch up. And so yeah, I played for an hour. That's all I did. I was like from 10 to 11 at the Golden Nugget, and I ended up, before you knew it, I was down $700. And so that was my cutoff to say, okay, I got to stop here. Now, I guess on the plus side was I was able to make quite a bit of points on my player's card for an hour as a black chip player. So what's interesting is I think, back when I was keeping track of when I was playing at the roll to win table, I think I was saying I could do about 60 points an hour. And then when I was at the real table, I think I was doing about 200 points an hour at LAUBERGE, at their tables, at my quarter level, at my $25 chip level. So at the black chip level, though, over at Golden Nugget, I was able to get 500 points in an hour. And so I'm like, all right, that's what that does. But I did lose $700, so I don't see how that's worth it at all. So I shut it down after an hour, and then I went back over to LAUBERGE, and then basically sat down at the roll to win and put in $300. And I've said this before, there's something about a $300 buy-in at that roll to win table that I tend to do pretty well. And so I buy in at midnight and end up playing until 3 in the morning. I end up doing real well on my first session, or the first hour, with my $300 buy-in, and I'm up to $400, so I'm up $100 already within an hour. In the next half hour, I get up another $100, And so I decided to go to the bathroom and cash out, and then actually just go ahead and cash out and put $300 in. So now I'm up. I cashed out for $560, so I was up $260. At the roll to win, and I'm playing positive now. Also, I'm playing basically sisters and pressing them once, and then taking the money. So anyway, so lo and behold, slowly but surely, I was able to creep back up with $300 buy-ins, and cashing out my tickets and then coming back in with another 300. So I was able to do that a couple of times. Basically just, went to the bathroom. What I would do is I'd cash out, get my ticket, and then put $100 in to save my machine, and then go to the restroom and then cash out my ticket and then come back. And so I was able to do that twice, where I had made like 560 on one and then 420 on the other. And then lo and behold, I had the opportunity to shoot, and I shot very, very well. I actually had a 45 roll. I wanted to take a picture of it, but you know how that goes. As soon as you take a picture of it, then you're going to jinx yourself. So around 32, I was thinking about it, and then around 38, I was thinking about it, and then once I got past 40, I'm like, okay, I'm not touching the phone. But no, it was good. It's the same scenario where I didn't have a lot of money out there. I was just, milking $30 bets. I didn't get things up to, 66 or 150. I didn't do that at the roll to win table. I basically just stayed within, $30 bets. I don't even think I went to 42 on my 6 and 8. But I did put 4 times odds on my bets, and I was winning. So the good part was I was down overall probably about 1,000, and then was able to slowly make it back. So by 3 in the morning I was only down $300. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God I'm not down to $700 or $1,000 that I was early, and I did make it back. So there's something to be said for me at that roll to win table. It's just it's kind of like a different game. But for me, there's no real reason for me to buy in big. I can just play small and make $100 an hour or so, and not really have to risk too much. So I like that play. Now, one of the things is, since I'm slow playing like that and I'm doing low limits, I'm not putting in my player's cards. So, because that's going to just ruin my my ADT, my average daily theoretical, which is what they use in order to the formula to give you comps. So I didn't want to really show them that I'm playing at a low limit there. That's the whole idea, is I want to be a black chip player. And so I'm still waiting to play at the real table, but I wasn't able to play last night. But anyway, I had a good session, and again, only down 300 last night, which just I felt really good about. So anyway, so then went to bed close to 4 o'clock, and then got up at about 9 o'clock this morning. And then jumped on the other roll to win table this morning. The one thing I wanted to go on the other table to check was they've maxed out the bonus on the roll to win. So you've got that super shooter or hot shooter bonus, which pays at every 8 rolls. And I was talking about how it was a decent bet to make. Now it's kind of just a token bet. They maxed it out so you can only bet $5. You used to be able to put $20 or $25 out there. I can't remember if you could go to 50, but I know that you could go to 25. Because I was betting that on myself occasionally. I wasn't hitting it, but I was betting it. And then I was hitting, at $15 and things like that. So I'm a little surprised that they maxed out that bonus bet, but I'm going to try to talk to somebody tonight and see if I can get an answer on when everybody else is removing their roll to win tables, you guys added one. You know, what's behind that? You know, did you have a reason for you know, that? So I'm kind of curious. I'm going to try to talk to some of the managers tonight to see if I can get some more details about how they're running their craps pit. So we already knew that Las Vegas was pulling their roll to win tables out, and then recently I heard that so was Biloxi. That Biloxi started pulling out theirs. I still don't know why. You know, in Lake Charles, in Louisiana, they added one, which is great. I love it. I mean, it's great because that was where I could play last night on a Friday night. You know, they had basically they had, you know, 5 seats available for the 2 roll to win tables. You know, at a $5 minimum. You know, so I like that. Anyway, so that was yesterday. Then this morning, I'm on the table by 10 o'clock and played at the other roll to win table from straight out. And did okay. Actually my first roll was a PSO, 0.7 out, and then my second roll was only 4 rolls, and then I 7'd out. So then I decided to stop rolling, and there was actually a couple good rollers at the table, and I recognized them from the night before at playing at this table because I was at the other table, but they were in the same spots this morning. I think it was a husband and wife or father daughter or something like that, but they were related, and they were both rolling well. The gentleman was doing really well from stick left 1, and his dice were looking tight all the way to the back wall, and he was hitting numbers. He was hitting 6s and 8s pretty well. He was killing the 9s. Oh no, actually there was another guy that was killing 9s, and so I decided to start hopping the 9s, and actually that paid off quite well. So again, with my $300 buy-in, I think I was down to like 150, and I was able to catch this trend of this guy was hitting 9s like crazy. So I started hopping on the 9s for, you know, $2-3, and I finally hit when it was at a $3 bet, and it paid, you know, well, on the computer it says it pays 48. So I think that includes the $3, but $45, yeah. But anyway, that was really nice, and so that got me up because I was able to hit that 3 times, twice at $3 and once at $2. So that got me back up out of my hole, and you know I was ahead, and that was kind of the deal. I can make those moves. Actually, did a couple of Hail Marys last night too. That worked, and you know when you do those with only a $300 bank, I mean, then all of a sudden you're up. So I kind of like my strategy when I'm playing on the roll to win, but it's not a strategy where I can earn comps. So I have to play a different way when I'm doing the real table. So anyway, so we'll see what happens later this evening. But right now, I'm headed to COUSHATTA Casino and Resort. Basically, it's I think another 30 miles. So it's exit 44, hard 8. It's easy to remember. Just exit at the hard 8 on I-10, and then head to Kinder, Louisiana. So the one thing that I need to remind myself about is there's a speed trap right in front, right before you get to COUSHATTA. There's always either an unmarked car or a car sitting in the shade on the west side of the road, and I always talk about it. Oh, there it is. But you know, the couple times where I'm not paying attention, I've gotten bit. So I've actually had two speeding tickets through that speed trap. One is, okay, yeah, you understand that it's there, you got busted, and then you should never have it again. So, but I think the last time Shotgun and I came out here, we were just talking too much, and I know we remembered on the way, we forgot on the way back, and because that was it. I think we were in a good mood and just chit chatting away, and then got pulled over, and you know, that's what 150 or a couple $100 or something like that. So yeah, that can wipe out a good trip to COUSHATTA. So and that's the thing, I don't know what their limits are. Now, back in the day, I want to say they had around 5 tables, and they're big tables too. I want to say they're at least 14, maybe 16 feet, and they're old school tables. They've got a real hard bounce to them. It's not a lot of cushion, but who knows? Maybe they changed out their tables. I mean, I'm sure they've been refelted by now. So we'll just have to see. And then, like I said, when I was going there a long time ago, the reason we were going there was because it was the only place you could find a $5 table. But then we graduated to, you know, playing bigger limits, so we didn't necessarily have to go and get that $5 table anymore. So it'll be interesting to see if they're at 5 or 10 or 15 or where they're at, and then how many tables are working. It's right around 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, so we'll see if they've got more than 2 tables open. I think they also have a bubble craps machine.
Push the button!
Or at least they did. So we'll have to see what they've done to their facility since COVID. Now, you know, they advertise as having the largest square footage for casino. And I would say it's in the area, because I think Harrah's in New Orleans has probably a bigger footprint. But you know, anyway, it's in the region. They're saying that they're basically bigger than Golden Nugget and LAUBERGE, and I think it is. But it's just all drawn out. But they don't have a really nice pool scenario like LAUBERGE and Golden Nugget does. They're a little more on the RV side of things. They've got like 3 different hotels. They're also an Indian casino. So we'll just have to see how their quality has changed. Because personally, I was putting them kind of as a C property. They've got some nice. They've got 3 hotels. You know, an A, a B, and then like a C. And then they also, you know, they got an RV park as well. So, anyway, we'll just have to see how it looks and what's going on over there. Yeah, so I was just gonna probably try to get on a table and play for maybe an hour, and then head back. And you know, probably just slow play at the minimum. Probably $10 minimum. Or, you know, if it's a $15 minimum, I'll play 15, and then basically start doing 6s and 8s and 4s and 10s, and I guess I'll try to shoot and see how that works. I think I used to like the table. I think Shotgun didn't like it because it was so big. He doesn't like playing at those long tables, but I don't mind. So we'll just have to see. So anyway, so I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, and then I'll catch up with you guys on my way out of COUSHATTA, and then head back over to Lake Charles and LAUBERGE and Golden Nugget and play over there tonight. And then I think if it's not raining and it looks decent, I might try to swing by the Isle of CAPRI, which is turning into the Horseshoe Casino, and see if I can get some photos, progress shots, and see if I can tell if they're really going to open in the fall or the winter, or even this year. So anyway, so I will get back to you guys on the other side of COUSHATTA Casino and Resort. All right, adios. Well, good evening, craps shooters. I am now on my way leaving COUSHATTA Casino on my way back to Lake Charles to probably go get something to eat at LAUBERGE. but wow, so that was pretty interesting. I went in and there was a lot of people there, and my theory on it being low limit, you know, back in the day I was talking about there would be $5 tables and $10 tables. No, when I got there they had 2 tables working, and they were both $15. And when I just left they were both $25. So they only had 2 tables working the whole time I was there. They do have 4 tables. They used to have 5, but now they've got 4, and then they added a roll to win. So actually that was a $5 minimum. And so I played there. A couple of interesting things about the roll to win at COUSHATTA. One, you cannot earn points on the machine, so you will not get any credits, or you know, that doesn't take your player's card. So so that was one thing to note. Second was the bonus was back to normal, so you could play on the hot shooter bonus and you could play more than $5, so it wasn't a max. The max was $50, and all you needed to do was have $5 in action in order to make that bet. So I did that with pass line bet, and then I also did it with hop bets and a field bet. So pretty much any action you have, as long as it's $5, then you can put action on the hot shooter bonus. So so that was interesting. So it was I guess they had about 8 people, 7 or 8 people the whole time, and then it kind of thinned out. Got there around 3 o'clock, and I'm leaving now, and it's just about 8. So stayed there a little too long, but I was riding my roller coaster and was down and was trying to get back up. And every time I got back up, it would be my turn to shoot, and then I would try to shoot, and then I would lose another $100. And so it was just a constant battle of nobody else was really a good shooter at the table. I had to wait for myself to be the good shooter, and then I just couldn't do. I was in the mid-teens, like right around like 14 to 17. That was all the shooting that I could do. There was a lot of times where I was just doing 8 or 9 or 10, but just couldn't keep it going. I was doing a pretty good job of hitting consecutive numbers, or you know, the same number multiple times. So I was hitting 6 pretty well, I was hitting 8 pretty well, and I was hitting 5 pretty well. So I was bumping up on those and making money, but I could never get caught up. So the only time I got close was I basically had $500 in, and then you know, I got back to like 475, but then it was my turn to shoot, and I was like, all right, I'll try it, and then you know, then I lost $100. So it's just kind of a normal roller coaster ride that I'm used to. I was just hoping I could get on top of it, and I didn't. So had to walk out at 50%. So actually, I'm walking with 270 from 500. So I'm back down again, or excuse me, I'm still down. And then now I'm back to going to Lake Charles, and gonna probably just hang out at LAUBERGE. Most likely to be roll to win, because the other tables will be full, and most likely I'll try to play at the real table in the morning. But yeah, I didn't really do much gambling at LAUBERGE, so I'm a little worried I'm not getting any of my you know, I'm not showing that I'm gambling at the casino, so I need to do that in order for me to keep getting these comp rooms. So I'm gonna have to probably play later tonight, but you know, I'm gonna have to wait until probably after 11 o'clock. Things tend to die down, you know, close to midnight. So I'll just have to work on that and see what happens tonight and tomorrow. So it just started raining, so I probably won't be going to the Golden Nugget. And to be honest, I spent enough time at the Golden Nugget yesterday, so I don't need to really go back. I did my one little deal, and so that's good. now I need to spend time at LAUBERGE and do that. So anyway, so I'm on my way back, and looking forward to getting something to eat, probably at the steak restaurant at Ember. But yeah, my strategy was positive today. Didn't do any negative, didn't do any don't betting, which is fine. I have, you know, I like betting positive on the roll to win. I had my Hail Mary work once, and then hop sevens right after that, and so, you know, I had a couple of those that worked, but again, couldn't do it consistently, and so therefore I just couldn't get ahead. But let's see what happens this evening. So let's see, anything else? COUSHATTA's big. They had a ton of slot machines. A lot of the new ones. They had the Dune and a Hobbit and a bunch of Harley stuff, and so they've got a ton of high-end slot machines. So if you're into that, that's probably a good place. They also had a pretty decent-sized poker room, and then they redid their sports book, because sports gambling is, you know, legal now in Louisiana. So I walked the whole place, and it's huge. You know, so they've got, like I said, they've got sports book, they've got a handful of restaurants, places to eat, and then they used to have bingo, but that looked like it was shut down. So I don't know what happened. I think somebody said it got damaged, but I'm not exactly sure how or where. But it was closed. But other than that, it was just they've got a lot of games. They've got a lot of carnival games too. You know, Let It Ride and Mississippi Mud, and I didn't see any Pie Gal, but I didn't look too hard. They had a ton of Baccarat, and then they also had stadium gaming, where they had blackjack, roulette, and 2 games of Baccarat, and probably close to, I don't know, 20, 24 seats, and people were sitting down playing it. So no, the casino was full for a Saturday afternoon. I was really surprised. And again, it wasn't the low limits that I was expecting. I was expecting like $5 tables, but, you know, like I said, there were 15, and then when I left, there were 25. So anyway, so I think that's going to be it for my gambling today, or excuse me, my gambling from COUSHATTA. It was kind of uneventful. There was a gentleman at the table who had a really good throw, and he made it into the 20s. And I was hoping that he would make it into the 30s, and he never did, but he had a really good toss. It had a really good landing spot, and I really liked what he was doing, and that was the thing. I was able to capitalize on a couple of his rolls, and then, you know, you're waiting for him to do it again, and then he doesn't, and so then there's you know, down 100 because you had too much money up there when he sevens out, you know, on the 12th roll or the 8th or 9th roll, you know. So same scenario, whether it was me or this other guy, just couldn't catch a break. So hopefully I'll have a good evening tonight, and then, you know, play 1 or 2 sessions in the morning, and then probably head home. There's no reason for me to stay too late. I'm definitely getting enough playing. You know, I played this morning, I played this afternoon, I'll play this evening, and then I'll play tomorrow, and that's, you know, that's a good trip for me. So anyway, well, I guess I'll leave you on that note, and I will catch you all on the flip side tomorrow on my way home. All right, adios. Well, good afternoon, crap shooters. It is now Sunday early afternoon, right around 2 o'clock, and I am heading home from Lake Charles and my casino adventures for the weekend. Overall, not a good trip. Stuck to my guns, but just couldn't get over a hump. I just really wasn't having successful sessions. I was shutting them down because I was, you know, not hitting my goal, and I was losing, and so it was just really hard, and I didn't do really well at all. You know, my best roll was Friday night when I had that roll of 45, and then last night I had a roll of, I think, 27, and today the most I could do was 21. So and then I never hit the bonus. But then again, you know, I really only played 2 sessions at a real table, and then the rest were at the roll to win. So yeah, last night after I got back from COUSHATTA, and COUSHATTA was a good time. I'm glad I went out there. I think I might actually probably try and go back out there. I really liked the roll to win situation out there. I can't remember if I talked about how they did not have a clock, and so therefore the stick guy was a whole lot more involved in the game, because he was paying attention to everybody in their betting, and then he would, you know, put a shot the dice when everybody was done betting. So there was no limit, so you didn't have a time frame. You just had to make sure that the dealer knew you still needed time. So that was interesting. Again, you're not earning any points or comps by playing that machine, but you also had the bonus where you could actually do that hot shooter bonus and do up to $50 bet, where at LAUBERGE now you can only do a $5 maximum bonus bet. So they limited that big time. But yeah, so I think I might go out to COUSHATTA again, because I had a good time there, but it would only be like when I'm staying for a weekend, because I did check the miles. It was about 40 miles to get out there from LAUBERGE. So, you know, 40 miles, 45 minutes, it adds up. So that's an hour and a half there and back. So, but if I'm staying till Sunday, then, you know, going in the afternoon, that's pretty easy. So, and again, I had a good time. I enjoyed the dealers, because they were definitely more engaged at these tables than the dealers that were at the LAUBERGE table. I was actually talking to the dealers, one of my dealer friends this morning, and she said that basically, you know, none of the dealers like working that machine, because they're not making any tips. That's realistically what it is, you know, they're losing money when they're working those tables. And it's really interesting, because I said, hey, you know, what is up with you guys adding them and everybody else is taking them away? And she didn't really have an answer for me, other than they all hate working it, because she was saying they make like $1 an hour working that table. You know, and obviously they're making more at the other tables. So, but I'm sure it's all pooled together, but that's just something, you know, well, every dealer probably doesn't like that situation where they're making less money at the machine and they're being forced to do it. So I feel for them, but at the same time, I'm glad I've got that option. I'm glad now I've got, you know, 2 options in Lake Charles. One over at COUSHATTA and one at, 3. 2 at LAUBERGE and 1 at COUSHATTA. So anyway, so last night I tried getting on the real tables and just couldn't. They were all full. Every single one was working, but they were all full. So there was really nothing I could do but play on the roll to win table. So was doing my typical $300 buy-in, and then you know, I'd get up to, you know, 150, and then it'd be my turn to roll, and, you know, I'd have $100 in action out there, and, you know, I'd go, you know, 8 to 15 rolls and then 7 out. Sometimes I'd make money, sometimes I wouldn't, but, most times I wouldn't, but it was kind of my whole deal the whole weekend. I'd be up like 150, and then I'd be down 50%. And that was just kind of the back and forth that I was doing. I couldn't catch a break. I mean, I was doing sisters, I was doing my 4 and 10, and then I was just doing 6s and 8s and going back and forth between them, and, you know, it didn't work. It didn't work. So I don't know. I can't really think of a reason other than luck. I just didn't have luck on my side. You know, it was another one of these situations where, you know, I'm more comfortable with the roll to win as opposed to trying to squeeze in on a $25 table, and the roll to win's a $5 table. So, you know, the lower limits appeal to me. But, you know, that's also because my bankroll's smaller. You know, I think that's, you know, something I can hopefully look forward to going forward is you know, increasing my bankroll, and then, you know, my strategies will last longer because I've got a bigger bankroll. But I don't know. I don't know if it's that I don't think I've got the big enough bankroll for my betting style. I think that's probably a little more of what it is. You know, but then again, I always talk about, you know, if I can't do it in 30 minutes or if I can't do it within an hour, then I should stop and move on. And, you know, I don't know that I did that too much. I mean, Friday night, I played from midnight until 3, and that's when I had my 45 roll. You know, I played 3 hours, and, you know, but I was catching up out of a hole, and I was still down. So I thought I was doing things right, but it just didn't add up to be right. So, but again, I think what every issue you have is every issue you have is usually related to bankroll. So that's interesting. But anyway, so Friday night I already talked about. Saturday we went to COUSHATTA, and then I came back Saturday night. When I got back, it was around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and all the tables were pretty full. And so I decided to have dinner, and actually had you know, actually $50 worth of food comp. So went and had myself a steak, and was done with that, and then tried to find a table to play on, and really only had the roll to win to play on. And so was there from about you know, 10:30 until 11:30, and then you know, didn't have a successful session there. Was down, I think, 50% within an hour, and decided to you know, change scenarios. And I still was trying to get on a real table in order for me to earn points. You know, in order for me to keep my comps, in order for me to keep these weekends that I want to keep, because if I can't go on a Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to be able to go with me working Monday through Friday. So anyway, so I was trying to do that, but I just couldn't find room. So finally last night, I think right around like 1 o'clock, 12:45, I went into the Barstool Sports Bar. The restaurant and the bar was all shut down. They had all the chairs on top of tables, you know, upside down and things like that. But the 2 blackjack tables and the craps table was still going, and you know, one half of the table just walked away, and so I was able to jump in. So the table in the Barstool Sports area is a lower limit than the tables inside the casino. Those are all $25, and actually this weekend I was surprised. I've seen $50 tables before, but they also had a $100 table. So they had $100, a $50, and then 2 $25s. And then the one in Barstool Sports was $15. But again, all of them were packed. Now the $100 table obviously had I think they had maybe 3 guys on an end, and these are 14-foot tables, so you can easily fit 6 on an end. But so they were half full. And a lot of people were watching, but I think overall the don't guys were winning. Or no, that was the other way around. There were a lot of don't players on that $100 table.
Give yourself to the dark side.
And they were losing like crazy. And I think that's what everybody was thinking is, oh, I'll go in with this high, you know, go on a high table and play the don't, and nobody should be lucky, but I guess somebody was. So anyway, so that was Saturday night. So I shut down the table at the Barstool Sports, and really I maintained. I broke even. I think it was up 100, and then by the end I was right back at my 300. So I don't know. So I was really debating on whether or not I should play this morning, because I hadn't been able to turn around my luck. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm not coming back out here, for a while. I think they're going to be monthly trips. So anyway, so that means I'll be out here once a month. So the question is okay, I played Friday and Saturday. Do I really need to play on Sunday? And my answer was, of course. Of course I have to play. And so I got up early, and the real table was full, and then they had one roll to win table working. So I was able to get on the roll to win, and actually had a 24 roll this morning, I think. So so that was nice. Was up 150 from my 300, and then played on people going around the table and didn't win, and then got back to me, and the same old scenario. I throw money out there in order to win, and I PSO, or I think I had 5 rolls and I 7'd out. So I just couldn't roll. After my first roll this morning, I never had another good roll. And so when you don't have good rolls and you're trying to win money, that means you're risking close to $100 a turn. So anyway, this just wasn't a good weekend. Everything, I just couldn't catch a break. So so it's very disappointing, but hey, it's reality. You're not always going to win, and the thing is you got to manage these kind of losses. You've got to be able to deal with them. You got to be able to shake them off. The good thing is I don't have to come back out for a month. So by the time I come back, I won't remember. And I'll be excited again to come back out. So it just hurts. It just hurts, and because there wasn't anything that I needed to change what I played exactly how I wanted to play, and I just didn't get the numbers that to come out, and it happens that way sometimes. So I just hope it doesn't keep happening. So anyway, so I think I'm probably just going to leave it on that. It's a depressing little trip. I did make it out to the Isle of Capri to take a status look at what's going on out there. And they still, the signage says they're going to open winter of 2022, and they're definitely changing the name from Isle of Capri over to the Horseshoe. But there's a ton of equipment and stuff in the garage. The whole thing's fenced off, so you can't really see it too well, but they got a lot of work to go. And so I'm always surprised at how fast things can turn around, but I'll be real surprised if they're open before the end of the year. But like I said, I think that's usually the goal is be open for New Year's, because that's usually one of the bigger weekends for casinos. So let's see. I guess on the LAUBERGE note, they've moved things around again. They've added slot machines, they've moved table games, so they do a lot of that actually. I've been kind of surprised. It's almost like quarterly they're changing things, moving things to different areas, just switching things up, in order to make things different, and in order to make the casino look different every time you come home. So I like that they do that, and they keep me on my toes. Golden Nugget was pretty much the same. Everybody was pretty crowded this weekend. Everybody was crowded. So the whole school's back. No. This was just people were at the casino. It was something to do again. So anyway, I think that'll probably do it. I'm, like I said, coming back out here in probably a month, so I will have another trip out here, hopefully sooner than later. All right, really appreciate you guys taking time out and listening. If y'all have any questions or want any want us to talk about certain things, please feel free to reach out to us. Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and we'll do our best since we've got a little more time, free time, since we're not going to the casino so much. Maybe we can answer a few questions if you got any. So anyway, like I said, appreciate y'all. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Adios. The Red Eye Gamblers, thank you for your time, and hope you got a little something out of this week's podcast.
Here's to rolling sevens on the come out, and may your sixes and eights always be hard. Cheers.